Hello guys, it's me, Dan96, back here for another video, and today we'll be making our round 10 tips for the 2025 AFL season. So we're heading to round 10, but round 9 was complete, and it was I would say it was a good week. We got the tips that I think we needed, except for one which we could have probably tipped the other way, but otherwise it was pretty good. We got 6 out of 9 tips correct, so it was the same as last week, exactly the same as last week, but overall it was not too bad. So yeah, the game against Free and Collingwood, I would have changed tips knowing that Collingwood had their injuries, but I didn't need to because they still won. Carlton got it done in a thriller. Hawthorn, I was really concerned, but they got it done. All good. Sydney were disappointing. I thought they would get it done, but Eston looked too good that day. Gold Coast got it done in just a thriller. It was a great game. So was this game. This game was huge, absolutely huge. I thought I had it. Oh wow, this game was so good. Showdowns are always good. They're always good. Good rivalries, and down here Richmond just got it done, and who knows what that could have been. Geelong, big upset. I thought they would get it done easily, but the Giants again. I said that the Giants were a big chance, but and then this one, I didn't even know what to think of this one. I mean, North Brisbane drawing was not on my bingo cards at all. So overall pretty interesting week. And you can see the predicted versus actual margins. I think our closest game was the St Kilda Carlton game. We were 2 points away from predicting correctly. So we take those. I don't think we've had a game where we've predicted it absolutely correctly, like on point, but we've been close. I think we've been close by 1 point before. So with that, let's move on to round 10. And so here we are, round 10. It is Sir Doug Nicholls round, and this is going to be a huge round of footy. So one-sided tips, I would say, but we don't know. So let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at the first game. This one is looking huge already. I think this is close to being match of the round, if not match of the round, and this one is going to be hard to split. It's between Gold Coast and Hawthorn, playing at TIO Stadium in Darwin, and this will be an absolute blockbuster. Starting with Gold Coast, and they had a pretty good win last game against a strong side, with that being the Bulldogs. They looked really good. Almost had that comeback against them, but I mean, they just take that win. That was a great performance by them, and they just play really well in Darwin. They just know how to play there. They've done it before 6 times. I think they're on a win streak at Darwin. They're back again this week, back to back, and up against Hawthorn. This will be very interesting. Hawthorn on a 3-win streak. They of course are a very strong side in this season, and it will be interesting to see how they play this one out. I mean, the game against Melbourne they had last week was a bit close, but then they just pulled it away in that last quarter. So I mean, they're still definitely a strong side. They are 3rd on the ladder, and Gold Coast are 4th. So whoever wins this game could potentially, or actually don't know the implications, but Hawthorn will go top for the time being if they win. So big stakes for both these teams, and really it could be potentially a finals preview at this rate, because both of these teams are playing really well. But we'll see how things play out. So I'm going to start with the tips here, and really I could see both teams winning. It's hard to tell. It is sort of a neutral venue, but I think just for the sake of things, Gold Coast have looked good in Darwin historically, so I'm just going to continue on the streak here and tip Gold Coast to win this game. I think they'll get it done by 15 points, and I'm rating this game a 94. Now looking at the next game, and this one is going to be another interesting one. Don't know what to think of this one, but let's have a look at this. Between Sydney and Carlton, playing at the SCG in a Friday night game, is going to be huge. Sydney this season have been a bit disappointing. They are 14th, and honestly, I just did not see this coming. I thought they might be on around par. No, I wouldn't say they were going to be like last year where they were sitting top, but I would say they'd be like within the 8s. But no, they're sitting 14th, and only 3 games won. So that is really not good considering it's round 10. But up against Carlton at home, I think this will be a big chance. Carlton don't have the best record playing at the SCG. They've only won like, I think, 1 game at the SCG in the past few years. So yeah, it's going to be challenging for them. And yeah, they always seem to play at Sir Doug Nicholls round as well. And Sydney always seem to get over the top against them. But yeah, Carlton had a great win last week against St Kilda. It was a tight game, but yeah, they got it done. They sit 10th with a pretty, I would say, pretty okay percentage for their placement. But yeah, big game for both of these sides. One has to win. Yeah, so tipping this one is going to be a bit tough, a bit unpredictable. Don't know what to say the least, but yeah, for this game, I have decided to stick with the home advantage and go with Sydney. I think they will get this one, and yeah, I think Carlton might have some problems on their way. So yeah, I'm predicting Sydney to win by 22 points, and I'm rating this game an 86. Now looking down at the ladder, we have 4 games to look at on this Saturday. We got some big games, I reckon. We got some big games to look at. Starting with this first game, and this game I think will definitely be a big one. Hence the one-sided tipping, but I think this will be very good. Yeah, let's have a look. It's between Collingwood and Adelaide, playing at the MCG on this Saturday afternoon game. Don't know why it's a Saturday afternoon game for this kind of game, but I think this one's going to be huge. Yeah, Collingwood have been on a roll. I mean, they lost that game against Geelong not long ago, but since then, I mean, they beat Freo with an injured and, you know, lesser side. They are looking good. They will definitely be in the final spot, I reckon. They will definitely have their spot there. Potentially top 4. They're looking very likely at this rate. And as for the Crows, they got a very good win in this showdown. They got it done. And yeah, really, they've been looking good. They've been looking good as a side. They sit 5th, and if they win this one, they could potentially be in the top 4. I actually don't know, but I think it depends on Gold Coast as well and Hawthorn. But yeah, I'd say this is a very big game for both these sides. Really has some implications, and really, I think this will be a close game. I think this will be a thrilling game. The past 2 games have been. So I would expect something similar, and yeah, I honestly can't wait to watch this one. This one's gonna be good to watch. But yeah, as for tipping this game, I think just yeah, I'm just leaning more one-sided towards Collingwood just because it's at the G. They always find a way. They always find a way to win these games at home, and they take most use of it. We've seen that during the season. They have not lost a game at the G apart from that Geelong game. But that was because Geelong play well. Like, they play genuinely well at the G. But Collingwood are also that team. So, yeah. I'm going to tip Collingwood. It's a safe tip. If there's an upset, then that would be crazy. But, yeah. I'm tipping Collingwood to win by 14 points. And I'm rating this game a 90. Now, looking at the Saturday Twilight games. Not games. There's 2 of them happening at the same time, which I honestly don't get. I don't get why. I mean, 2 Saturday nights could make sense, but 2 Twilight games, I don't get. I don't get that part. But let's have a look at the first one, and this one's gonna be, I reckon, another huge game. It will say a lot about either side, I reckon. So yeah, it's between Port Adelaide and Geelong, playing at the Adelaide Oval on the Saturday Twilight, and this one, yeah, this one's one to watch. Let's start with Geelong, and Geelong had a disappointing loss against GWS, which I thought they could get done, but yeah, from the start they didn't look good, and yeah, they had a missed chance at goal to put themselves in front, and they didn't get it. So yeah, I guess it was an honourable loss maybe, but yeah, what could have been? That was a very good game. It was very high scoring, but yeah, they can get it done. But they are a very good side, and up against Port, We saw what happened last year in the qualifying final, and things did look good. Will it be different? I guess it will, but I don't know. Honestly, Puadle did lose in their showdown game, and they had a big chance to make a statement, but they couldn't. So, yeah, they will be down in the morale. And yeah, this game is going to be very challenging for them. I reckon this game is going to be very challenging up against a good side. It's going to be honestly, I don't know. I think this will be hard to see them get over the line here. They need to be very good. They need to be absolutely good. Not make any flaws, but yeah, it's going to be hard to see Port winning this one. I don't know. Like, I support Port, but yeah, I don't know if they will just get this one done. And I hope they do, but I think this tip's going to be fairly simple. Yeah, I have to go Geelong's way. I think Geelong have been a quality side all year. They've been mostly consistent. I'll say mostly consistent. They haven't been completely consistent. They've been mostly consistent, and they've beaten great teams. They've been Collingwood not long ago. I think they can definitely beat Port at home. And yeah, that's where my tip is going. So yeah, I'm predicting the margin to be 30 points, and I'm rating this game an 83. Now we look at the next Twilight game, and this one is happening at the same time. So yeah, let's have a look at this between GWS and Fremantle, playing at NG Stadium, and I think this one's gonna be pretty one-sided. If there was an upset, then that would sort of surprise me. GWS had a great win last week. They needed that. They had lost the last 3 prior to that, and they were looking in strife to lose their 4th in a row, which would have been not good. They would have sit outside the 8, but they got it done, and they're back in the 8, and they're back with a big chance up against Freo, who have not been great, I would say. I mean, harsh talk, but I don't think they've been great in the past few weeks. They really haven't proven much. They should have won last game, I reckon. They should have won last game. They had so many inside 50s, but they couldn't convert. It was just unbelievable. I feel like only Fremantle do this. So for them to go into NG Stadium, they won't be favourites. Obviously, it's pretty one-sided, but I do expect somewhat of a close game. I think this will be closer than we think. I think it'll be close at times, but I think it'll pull away towards the end. And yeah, really, that's gonna be my tip for this game. I mean, Fremantle, if they win this one, that would be huge for them, but I see this all the way leaning towards the Giants, and that is where my tip is going to go. I think this would be a big win for the Giants, and they could potentially rise up a few positions. So yeah, we'll have to see about that. But yeah, I'm tipping them to win by 25 points, and I'm rating this game an 81. Now looking at the Saturday night game, there's of course one of them with, yeah, this one being, I'd say, pretty interesting clash. Yeah, this one, I think, this will be interesting. Don't know what to expect, but yeah, let's have a look. It's between the Western Bulldogs and Essendon, playing at Marvel Stadium, and yeah, I guess this is a good way to wrap off the Saturday. Let's start with Essendon, and yeah, they sit 9th, and I feel like they've done what they needed to. I mean, it's their game style hasn't been the greatest. They've been a bit concerning, but like they've done what they needed to, and yeah, this I guess will be a test for them. I don't think they'll get this one over the line, but like if they can make this one close, then yeah, like I think that they could have been sitting in the 8 if it wasn't for the Giants win. But yeah, they've done what they needed to. But we've seen that in the past few years. They always do what they need to, and then towards the second half they just fall away. So it's looking somewhat similar, but up against the Bulldogs, they've been great, the Bulldogs. I mean, they lost last week, but still, every game they've just been putting on this high competitiveness, and they are very high favourites for this game, obviously. They have not lost that Marvel for like 12 games now in a row, and they are, yeah, they're looking good. They are looking really good, and it's just going to be hard to see them lose this one. I mean, they're in the same points as well, the Bulldogs and Essendon. They sit 20 points, and yeah, one of them has to take the lead, and I think the Bulldogs have just been better. They are a quality side, and I think they'll get back to their best. So I think this tip is going to be pretty simple. I have to tip the Bulldogs, and I think they'll get it done pretty convincingly. I think this will be a convincing win and a statement. I think they'll get the win by 40 points, and I'm rating this game at 77. Now, as we look down at the Sunday games, there's of course 3 of them, just like the usual, and we have some. I would say, yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be an interesting day. Starting with this first game, and this one is gonna be, I would say, the game of the day. The game of the day, I think. Honestly, it's the battle for the wooden spoon. Not including West Coast. I mean, yeah, the battle was 17th, I guess. Yeah, it's between Richmond and North Melbourne, playing at the G on the Sunday afternoon, and this one is, I reckon, gonna be huge. This one's gonna be pretty hard to tip. Richmond got a very impressive win last week, and yeah, that game-saving tackle was one of the big highlights of the season. Really, that was huge. I just enjoyed that, and yeah, I was hoping they would get the win because I tipped them, and they did. So I am backing them up, and up against North Melbourne, who had a draw last week against Brisbane. I don't know where they sit. They always lose or draw every close game I've witnessed, and yeah, I don't know what to think about this game. This game will be really one to watch, but it's hard to tell where both these teams at because they're just down low. But I could see anything happening in this game, and yeah, North Melbourne could just do the same thing like they did last few weeks and just lose a close one up against Richmond. But I don't know. I think Richmond have been rebuilding much better, so I'm gonna take that as a factor and consider Richmond a bigger chance to win this game. And I think just because it's at the G, the Richmond faithful will be there, and that will definitely have an influence. And honestly, I can see why more people are tipping North Melbourne, but for this game, I'm going to tip Richmond. I think they can get it done 2 in a row, and really, if they win this one, that would be kind of, yeah, that'd be kind of stunning considering everyone had them tipping wooden spooners, including myself. So if they get this one, that would be huge. And yeah, I'm going to predict this one to be a close one. I'm predicting the margin to be 5 points, and I'm rating this game as 74. Now looking at the next game, and this one's obviously one-sided. I mean, quite obvious why. Let's get into it. It's between Brisbane and Melbourne, playing at the Gabba on the Sunday afternoon. And yeah, this one I think this will be the easiest tip, honestly. But honestly, I don't know. Brisbane, I thought they would get the win last week. They only got the draw, and honestly, I call that a missed opportunity. I mean, they should have won, considering the fact that they were first and North were like 17th. It could bite them back late in the season, but we'll see about that. They sit top, they're doing everything right, and they're up against Melbourne, who they should win against. Melbourne have not been great. They had a competitive game last week, but yeah, they just lost in the end. And I guess the effort is sort of there, but I mean, yeah, it's gonna be hard to see them winning this one up against Brisbane. They do play really well at the Gabba. It's a hard place to play, and I think all the advantages will go towards Brisbane's way. So yeah, I think this tip will be fairly simple, but I've seen many things, and this game could be unpredictable. But I'm gonna go for the safe tip and the obvious tip, and I have to tip Brisbane to win this one by 45 points. I think this will be convincing, and I'm rating this game as 67. Now looking at the last game, and this one, I think honestly, this one's gonna be fairly interesting. And yeah, let's have a look at this. Between West Coast and St Kilda, playing at Optus Stadium on the Sunday twilight, and yeah, I'll explain why it's gonna be interesting. I feel like every time these two teams clash when it's at Optus, I feel like West Coast get much closer to victory than you think. And I've seen this for the past couple times. West Coast always seem to somehow take the lead, and within the game, St Kilda just come back and take that win. And could it happen again? I think it could. And honestly, if West Coast win, it wouldn't surprise me too much. But I am expecting a big performance from St Kilda. They have lost a past few games. Their last loss being against Carlton, and they could have won that one, but they couldn't get there. They won the game against Freo not long ago. Yeah, this one's going to be huge for them if they can get this one. And West Coast are still looking for their first win. Can they get this one? They could, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I just hope for a good game, and honestly, I think it'll be a tight tussle. I think it'll be a close one, but I have to go for the safe tip for this last game and tip the Saints to win. And yeah, hopefully they get it done. I mean, I'll be tipping them. Need this one to count, and I think they will get the job done by 9 points. And I'm rating this game as 72. And just like that, that is my round 10 tips done and dusted. Sir Doug Nicholls round. Gonna be for 2 weeks starting this round. And yeah, it's gonna be a tough round, I think, tipping wise. But we'll see. We'll see. We might do well, but I don't know. We have one upset tip to make. So we'll see how we go. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you guys in the next time. Bye bye.